not sure what happened there. Maybe we'll get the story from these guys. Over there.
All right, excuse Matt's off-road recovery in the background here, but basically I just took this and cleaned it out, and then I put some assembly lube all over everything, all over all the bearings. I think it'll be fine. So yeah, I'm gonna get the seals on the ends here and probably just speed this up so I can watch my show. What a freaking mess. Keep this out here. No, I don't know. Maybe that'll seal. Look at that. Jeez. Should I put some hands now? That's all with this up, I guess. Just keep things I do. What's on seal? Alright, well. That's up a little bit. Meantime, try to get off your hands. What a mess. What a freaking mess. Good time for gloves, dude. Okay, I'm gonna let that set up a little bit longer, and then I'll check out the torque specs. And there is a particular way that you're supposed to go about tightening it. So there's an order. I mean, I think it's just sort of, you know, like you just don't want to. You want to do kind of like a star pattern type thing, like you would with a, you know, like a tire, or something, a wheel. I mean. So, not too bad with the squeeze out, so, okay. Mostly just right here, just a little bit. mean, you want a little bit to squeeze out. I kind of probably don't have quite enough if it doesn't squeeze out a little bit, but you don't want it puking out the side. I'll maybe put a picture of this, but I found the, well, you can see it pretty clear there. That's the torque specs. Well, I guess it doesn't have the torque spec, but that's the torque pattern. And then, let's see, I think the specs are here. Yeah. So the crankcase is 22 foot-pounds. And then this is your pattern. Somebody posted this on a forum, so handy. And it also has the cylinder and the cylinder head. So, yeah, cool. So I'll go ahead and get this torqued down. The only thing I'm realizing is, well, I'll just snug it down in the correct order first. So let's see, it's going to be let's see which side this is. No, it's kind of, so mag side is over there. So this is the first one. So I'm just gonna go through and kind of snug these down in the order. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we jump to 5, I believe. Oh, nope, sorry, 5. 6. And 7. 8. It's pretty, I mean, if you just did, you know, a star pattern, I think you'd be all right, but 9, 10, 11. This one's quite a ways off. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so those are all just kind of snug now. And yeah, I'll get the torque wrench out. Yeah, so this is probably pretty much what I'm going to have for excess inside. More than I'd like, honestly. So that's kind of a bummer. But I'm not pulling it all apart to deal with that, so it is what it is. And we'll just go ahead and wipe up inside the water pump here. One, 2. This is gonna fall over. I should put the cap on this before I make a mess. Am I even totally in frame? Yeah. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 7. 8. 9. Right? No. 8, 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. And 16. Okay. Okay, so you need to make sure you line up the tab of the oil pump with this. There's no seal on the outside of this, just this, you know, this O-ring here. Okay. And I hope that's the right seal. Seems like it. Okay. All right. And these definitely had Loctite. Okay, I believe these were an 8. Okay. All right. Okay. I think that's good. Sloppiest RTV job on this engine in my life, but anyway. Okay. Just wanted enough on there to take up any imperfections I may have put into the case here. Okay. I feel like earlier I was calling Threadlock RTV. I'm kind of tired. Man. This one did not go in easy. Oh. Cool. I'm good with that. All right. Tiny bit of squeeze out with the RTV, which is what I want. That's what, I mean, yeah, you want just a tiny bit popping out. All right. Cool. Water pump's on. All right. Kit came with seals for these injectors. So the brown ones get a little bit of synthetic or just some two-stroke oil, and it'll be kind of a pain probably. Get it like rolling down over it. Okay. But yeah, the brown ones go on this lip here, kind of in the back. Oop. Okay. Oh, I guess I didn't. Thought I was recording and it wasn't, but just got these fuel, the lower like fuel rail, I guess, these injectors in. So they are labeled PTO mag, or L PTO, lower PTO, lower mag, and those are these stubby Allen keys, and they take these green and brown. Where are the brown ones? I don't know where I threw the old ones, but yeah, the green and brown seals are what goes on those. All right, so I'm gonna throw these back on. My camera's just about dead, but this is let's see, which way do these, yeah, this one goes this way. So these just bolt down with these guys here. I think these did have Loctite, so I'll do that again. They probably should, because it's shaking around with the engine mounts. So yeah, so I'll fire these in. I mean, pretty straightforward. Okay, what I'm gonna do now, so I got the SP1 rings. Let's see, there's a part number. So yeah, anyway, here are the rings. So what needs to happen, these guys get set down in through the top. Okay, so just get them started in there. And then you take your piston and you just want to push it down there a little ways, something like that. Rotate it so we can see what's going on. So this is your ring end gap here. I'll zoom in on it, and there we go. So super tight with these rings. So these are definitely going to have to be adjusted. So what you do is you take your feeler gauge, and we're looking for probably, I'm gonna say about 19, 20 thou, something like that. So we're nowhere near that. I mean, we're like, these are what? I don't even think 10 is going to fit. It's like, I mean, 10. Let's try this one. Yeah, I mean, 10 just barely fits. So they're way too tight, in my opinion. I'm just not willing to have them that tight for this build. You know, you'd have a tighter tolerance on like a race engine or something like that, but I just want the thing not to blow up. So, yeah. So what you do is just, depending on how much material you need to take off, you're just filing the ends here down. So you can either use sandpaper or, you know, a file. But yeah. In this case, I have to take quite a bit of material off. So I'll probably just end up using a fine metal file to do that. So yeah, I have to do all 4 rings. Before I do that, actually, getting a little ahead of myself. Before I do that, I'm going to do a light hone with, I got this flex hone. So basically this gets oiled, put a little oil in there, and real slow RPM. You know, you start it moving. There's a ton of videos on this, but you start it moving, boom, drop it down in. I'm just doing a real quick boom in this direction and out with it moving, and then I'm going to change directions, drop it in and out. And I'm not doing anything crazy. I just wanted to get a little bit of that, you know, I don't know if you can see it, but basically you want scratches at a 45-degree angle, pretty much. So I don't know. Let me see what it says for RPM. I mean, I'm thinking you're gonna want to. I mean, you're just barely. You're not cranking it. You know, you're doing just a little something like that. Nothing crazy. Let me see what it says though. The instructions: 600 to 1,000 RPM. All right, I just got some old 2-stroke oil. Actually, came with the house. I don't know. I think it'll be just fine. It's non-synthetic, so I think that'll be better. So I'm gonna just put a little bit in here. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a messy ordeal. Yeah, I think you want quite a bit, so. So I'm gonna do, about that speed. Let me just wipe my glove off here so I don't, trying not to get it all over my drill. I'm sure I'm going to, but. I guess I'll just take this glove off so I can maybe not get it all over the drill. We'll see. So this is gonna make a mess. I'm gonna be getting oil all over the place, but anyway, you wanna be spinning. Ah, jeez. Almost should do this outside, but you wanna be spinning when you go in. That's pretty much all I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll do 2 passes like that, but. Do one more. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Just want to light, scarring of the cylinder, basically, is what you're looking for, so that the rings can seat back into it. I really don't want to go crazy with these because they're already, a bit worn. So that one I'm good with, probably. I mean, take a look at it. Yeah, that looks great. That's, let's see, I don't know, the lighting's kind of hard to get, but that's exactly what I want. So, that's beautiful. That worked really well. Okay. Now that I've done that, now I can set my ring gap. So that's going to be, a bit of a process here. But where did my rings go? Just put them back in the box. How about that? So I'm just going to do one jug at a time. Oh, and actually, I'm going to reuse these. They're fine. There's this mark right there. Lightly sand at that, but otherwise, yeah, they're totally fine. I don't see any reason to spend 150 bucks or whatever on another set of pistons. I actually had ordered them. I'm going to send them back. It's just, I don't know. I just don't really see any reason. These ones are totally fine. I'm thinking this engine was rebuilt, but anyway, okay, so drop the ring in. I'm just going to see where we are at. So, let's see. I'm thinking, I don't know, 7? Oh, not even, wow. Okay. Let's try 6. Yeah, about 6, maybe. Oh, I had 2 folded up here. Okay, that's what's going on. I had the 7 and 8. There we go. Let's try 7 again. Okay, 7 fits. Let's try 8. No. Yeah, no, 8 fits fine. Go to 9. 9 fits. 10. Oh, okay, actually 10 does fit. Let's jump up to 12. I thought okay, 12 does not fit, so that's probably 11. Okay, 11's tight, so it's about, I'd call it 10. So we're at 10 mil, and we want to be at about 20, 18, 20, something like that. Well, I think technically, I tried to find the exact spec. I don't know. There's a lot of people saying a lot of different things, of course, as with anything. But I think about 18 to 22 is pretty much what I found. So anyway, so yeah, I'm just going to take a fine metal file and work at this, obviously away from the jug. And I think, the main thing is just keeping these ends flat. You don't want to start getting like an angle or something at it. You want it nice and flat. So yeah. All right. Oh, I had this upside down. I don't think that really matters for this, but anyway. All right, I'm gonna start filing away at these, and you just file a little bit, pop it back in, check it. I mean, it's just kind of a tedious process, but that's what you got to do. All right, so I got the rings all filed, and I think we're ready. I want to get this all assembled, the top end, just mainly so I don't drop anything in there. So I got the new bearings in. I ordered new bearings for the wrist pins here, so pop those in, and then and what I ended up with for the rings, one side I did, so the top one is a tighter tolerance than the bottom one. You can either do them exactly the same, as close as you can get, or, I was reading a couple thou bigger on the bottom one. Just allows anything that gets trapped to go through the bottom, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. So that's what I did. So I ended up with about, it's like 21 thou, 22, something like that, or 20, 21, whatever, something like that on each of them. So anyway, I'm happy with them. So yeah, I need to get some gaskets down. I mean, I think this is about as clean as it's gonna get. So let's see, I think this kit came with the metal style, which is good. Paper ones are kind of junky. I guess you can reuse the metal style ones, which is what was on there before. But, obviously I bought a kit with some new ones, so we will be using those. So I guess I'm just gonna do one. Well, I can just drop them down, but do one side at a time. So let's see, does it matter? Okay, so this ridge, okay, yeah, there's a ridge here. I'm actually not sure. There's a ridge on the gasket. I'm not totally sure which way is which, but I'm guessing, or if it matters, but I'm feeling like I want the ridge up. I don't know. And they seem otherwise symmetrical. Probably doesn't totally matter, because it's gonna compress. I don't know, for whatever reason I'm feeling like I want the ridge up, so that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know if that's right or not. I could look into it, but I'm feeling like it. I don't know if it really matters that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the mag side together. Actually, I'm just gonna push this, oops, out. So let's see, this is gonna be my mag side, yeah. And one thing is there's an arrow on these pistons, so that will be the exhaust side, so you just wanna make sure you get that right. Okay, so basically, what we're doing here is we've got the wrist pin, and that needs to, so you put this on, wrist pin goes in, and then there's this clip that will go, in here to retain the wrist pin. So, all right, let's see, let me make sure I got the right, yeah, this is the side that I'm gonna put here. Right. Oh, I think so. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this is my intake side, this is my exhaust side, mag, PTO. Okay. So. Oh, I do want to put just a little bit of two-stroke oil onto this bearing. I'll probably just work it around in there. I mean, it came pretty well lubricated already, but anyway. Okay, so arrow to the exhaust side, up this down on there, wrist pin. Okay, now getting this clip on is probably going to be a pain in the butt. Probably going to shoot it across the room somewhere. I'm also realizing, where the heck is the other one? I had two just a second ago. That is an O-ring. Where is the other one? I just had it. Oh my god. Well, it'll turn up. Hopefully. Yeah, it's literally just had it. I must have set it down somewhere. Alright, anyway, that's the way it goes. Okay. I don't know that I could do this with just my fingers. Doubt it. I'm gonna try. Probably not. And what I really don't want to do... Yeah, you know what? Actually, before I get too stupid here. What you really don't want to do is drop it down in the engine, because then guess what? The bottom end's coming back out. So we're going to shove some paper towels in there. Okay, that might help me. Drop that a little bit so I have a better angle. Okay, and put one in this side too. Alright, I don't think I can pop this in on my fingers, but I'll try. Let's do that. Nah, no way. Okay. What is the trick? It's gotta be a trick. Man. Oh, looks like it was gonna pop in and pop the other side. Okay. There it is. The screwdriver was the trick. Alright. That one's in. So, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of... These flat blades, you know, get the ridge in, flat blade screwdriver, Get that in, put pressure down with my thumb, and what I did was try to get the other end that's sticking, that's out, in. Probably want safety glasses for this, honestly. Maybe 42 foot-pounds. I mean, that sounds about right. Cylinder bolts. It must be that. So 42 foot-pounds. Over here it calls it, oh yeah, cylinder torque pattern. So yep, okay, 42 foot-pounds is what we're gonna go with for these. Cool. Okay, got the head cleaned up a bit here. Just washed it in some soap and water and took a Scotch-Brite to it. And then, so we have these O-rings. All tangled up here, but anyway, you get a long, big one and a small one. So these guys, will pop in here. Hopefully they fit okay. Sometimes these things can be a problem, anyway, I've just got the handheld GoPro right now. Oh look, yeah, that fits beautiful. So, okay, I don't think that's going to be an issue. So that fits real nice. And then the smaller one goes in the middle here. That one's a little small. So, yeah, sometimes, I don't know. Yeah, see, that's not great. So that one may need to get tacked with a little bit of silicone or whatever, RTV. But anyway, we'll get those on and then get the head on. And yeah, that'll be most of the top end. At least nothing will fall in there anymore. Well, other than gonna get the exhaust valves back on, but yeah. All right, so these inside seals, the middle one, or yeah, the smaller one here, I had to put a little bit of, I just put some RTV black on just to hold it in place, because that one did not want to stay in. The outside one stays in beautifully. But yeah, the inside one, I just smeared a little bit of RTV on there, you know, not enough to really interfere with anything, just to hold that in place. So yeah, just it really sucks it in place, and yeah, I suppose it'll help seal too a little bit, but yeah, just a little trick for that. I imagine that's probably a problem in a lot of gasket kits for these. So these are 25 foot-pounds. I looked up the torque spec, and I'm just looking at, okay, so I guess spin around this way. Let's see. So, trying to figure out. Okay, so it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You could find that online, but that's the order. You need to torque it down to 25 foot-pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and torque it down. Okay, so I'm just getting the exhaust valves back on here. This harness out of the way. I just realized I put that one on. I forgot to put the gasket on, so that needs to come back off. Anyway. So, exhaust valve gasket here. And I wasn't gonna shoot this part because I just thought it was pretty straightforward, and then I realized I had a few questions about it. So get your gasket on there. The brass nipple points up. That on. And so it goes like that. Oops, I guess I threaded these together at some point. So, one thing I was reading is you don't want to assemble this unit and then stick it in. You want to kind of put it into the engine here. So And then the other thing, this taper here, I wasn't totally sure which way that went. You can't put it the wrong way. It won't fit. So if you look, you know, this kind of taper goes, this taper goes down. I mean, if you put it the other way, it's not gonna, you can't put it in, okay? So, but I wasn't sure just looking at it which way it went, but it goes this way. Okay. So, probably it's easiest just to stick the gasket on here. So drop that down. Then you've got this ring, and this aluminum, this can go, you know, either way really. I believe this indentation goes up because your baffle, or you know, whatever, your bellows, I guess, that has a little piece of rubber that sticks down. So you want that to go down on there, or you know, stick it on here, whatever. And I had some trouble with the threads on this. Another thing is, I think it's easier to stick it on here and tighten it down. Otherwise, you know, it's just hard to hang on to this thing. And I think a lot of people don't even take this apart to clean it. They just kind of pop this up or whatever. I don't know, but. Okay. Now, drop your bellows down. So yeah, I mean, obviously your long bolts go on the outside edge, into the block. Yeah, I like the way Loctite smells. Am I the only one? This stuff smells good. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just kind of get it lined up so it feels pretty good. And just hold it in place. And I don't know, I guess, you know, the worry is that you get something twisted up and you get your bellows twisted inside here. So that's sort of why, you know, go with assembling it on the block rather than, you know, having these two bolts already in, because you could, you know, maybe not have the actual plunger, whatever you want to call it, lined up right, and then you twist it, and if this is already tight, you know, you're gonna twist or tear even maybe your bellows here. You know, if that gets twisted funny, you know, you do, you know, one of these deals, or you know, get it twisted up in there funny. I don't know, it's a possibility. I'm sure you could do it either way and have a successful outcome though, but this is how I'm doing it. And, you know, again, this is something, you got the Loctite on there, so you don't need to make it crazy tight. I'm probably going tighter than it needs, but all right. I didn't look up the spec on it. You know, so some of these things, it's like, I don't know. It'd be nice if I had the book on it. You know, I probably would look at the spec, but you know, I got to go online and figure it out. So, some of it that I don't think is important. Just kind of go by feel and what I think is going to be best. I mean, you know, stuff like head bolts and whatnot and the crank bolts, you know, that is pretty important to have it right. So look up the spec and actually use a torque wrench on that. So, I mean, it's all important not to get it totally wrong, but I mean, this stuff you just sort of know it's not going to be high torque. Or hopefully not. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe you're supposed to crank these things down like crazy. I don't think so. But anyway. So. Cool. Yeah, I put one together without the spring, so. Make sure you get that. I think it's easier to put it in the cap and then stick it down on there. And line her up. Yeah, just get everything. You know, you probably could fire in these two first, actually. That way it's all locked in. So I won't go all the way with that until I get this one down a little bit. All right, so I took the throttle position sensor off of the throttle body. I cleaned this up a little bit. I mean, it was kind of black before, so it's looking pretty good now in comparison. But anyway, so I need to reset the throttle position sensor, and that's actually, it can really be an issue on Polaris machines where, you know, it won't be idling correctly. Maybe your throttle response won't be correct. So you really got to get this right. And for this particular style, I think 2010, you know, somewhere in that range, 600, 800, I believe the same, maybe 700 too. I'm not sure. But anyway, I got this tool, tpstool.com. You can use an ohm meter. The only thing is you have to power this. So the cool thing about this is it has 5-volt power on it, and it, you know, it's simple. It'll automatically give you your readings. So it comes with, you know, a bunch of different plugs for, you know, various sensors. This one it's a type 4 plug, this guy here. And so what you want to do is, well, first off, you have to plug in to here. So you've got your ground is black, red is your feedback, and the green is your 5-volt supply there. So that's how it has to be plugged in. And so you power this on and plug her in. And first off, the first thing you need to make sure, I've got a little something stuck in there. You need to make sure you loosen your jam nut here, and that's going to be a metric 8, and then let's see, this is a 2.5 Allen, and so you need to just hold that, loosen your jam nut, and what we're going to do is back out. You want to back this screw out. This is what basically your idle adjustment. And you just want to back that all the way out so that this is not touching it. Maybe we're still making a little contact. All right, I'm gonna keep going. And actually you'll see, you know, as we're backing that out, it is making an adjustment. So, you know, pretty much once that number stops moving, you know you're dropped off, so we're good. Okay, so you back that all the way out. And also I want to say that's not to be confused. This is your synchronization screw. This syncs both sides, both of your throttle plates here. You shouldn't have to hopefully adjust that. Hopefully these are the same. And basically what you're looking for is that these close at the same time. Anyway, so what you have next is these two screws on your throttle position sensor, and I think I already loosened them. Yeah, these, I took it off, so I just haven't tightened it all the way back up. And so what you can see is, when you move your throttle position sensor back and forth, and it takes very little movement, but you're getting a totally different number here for your resistance. So what we're looking for, the initial setting here is going to be 0.7, and it's tricky to get this correct because it's so sensitive. But you set this at 0.7. And so what I do is I kind of get it in the ballpark and start to lock it down. And then, just make it so that you can still, you see this thing's bouncing all over the place. I guess I'm blocking it a little bit. Here, let me reposition. Okay. Another thing I found is it's particularly difficult because when you start tightening down the screws, it also wants to move. I don't remember. Which way it goes. Okay, so I was pretty close there, tightened down the screws, and then she started moving on me, so. And you don't have to have it out of the machine to do this. Obviously, if you do have it out of the machine, way easier to deal with it. I've done it in the machine and it's totally possible, but it's tricky. So you're probably not going to get it totally bang on. If you can, awesome. It's pretty difficult. So yeah, I'm good with that. That's about as close as I'm going to get. So yeah, you want to make sure these screws are locked down pretty tight. Okay, so yeah, 0.7006, that's close enough. So the next thing, once you have that set, what you want to do is adjust your throttle plates, basically is what you're doing. And you want that at 0.94. Actually, it looks like I got this bang on once it's settled down, so cool. So, okay, you can see we're starting to climb. Okay, we're getting pretty close there. Okay, I'm gonna start getting my jam nut down a little bit closer. Okay, so what I did is I got it, finger tight, snug, and now I'm going to tighten the jam nut a little more, and I think that's going to move my screw just a hair. That's pretty close. I think I'm gonna see if I can get it a little closer. All right. There we go. That's as close as we're getting. So yeah, we're aiming for a 0.94. And yeah, I mean, that's about as close as we're gonna get. So anyway, there you go. Just make sure this is locked down good. And you know, that your two screws on here are locked down good. And yeah, that's all there is to it. I mean, you can see just moving it around a little bit. It's changing it around. So it's very sensitive. So you're trying to get close to that. But anyway, there you go. That's going to be it for this one. I forgot to film the reassembly of the stator, mag, whatever. So, I mean, but you know, basically I filmed disassembling it. It's just going to be, you know, reverse of that. So, pretty much. And I think I'm going to just have a separate video. I did film doing the reeds. It's pretty simple. I'm sure there's tons of videos on it. I might put that up. That's another pretty straightforward one. Well, I don't know. There's a little thing that's different. The only reason I didn't put it in is because I had the aspect ratio wrong. So I might do that. Otherwise, the next video will be putting this engine in the machine. So stay tuned for that. We'll get it in there and we're going to get the thing fired up and take her for a rip before the end of the season here. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to follow along, subscribe to the channel. It's free and it helps me out. I really appreciate it. So thanks so much, guys, and take care.